This random woman decides to babysit this cute little girl, but soon realizes that something is wrong with the kid and that her entire family is not what it seemed to be. As she dives deep into their past, she comes across a bunch of lies that is hiding some dangerous secrets beneath it. Let's watch closely and enjoy the real mystery behind this babysitting. A woman named Summer strolls through her house at night after hearing someone crying in a distance. A little girl stands outside in the rain screaming in a window as a terrifying masked figure grabs her. Then we get the title card and the opening credits of the movie. The story changes to a flashback 1 month earlier, where we see the same lady Summer and her boyfriend Clint. Summer is a nice, caring lady who sees a random kid dropping his ice cream while running. She approaches him and shares her ice cream with him, making the kid happy with her shower of love. Clint is so taken with her generosity that he proposes her under a pergola the very next moment. Summer gets emotionally surprised by his proposal and joyfully accepts to marry him. Clint leaves for his work trip the following day, and Summer stays behind alone. Later at night, Summer once more hears a baby crying and strolls around her house. Some past trauma might come to the surface because Summer always has terrible nightmares about babies. Anyhow, Clint returns from his work trip and takes Summer on a dinner date, where he introduces her to his boss Travis and his wife Lily. As they are welcomed inside the house, Clint surprises her with a posh engagement party. Summer's best friend, Dr. Monica, also welcomes her to the surprise, and they stroll around the house as the party goes on. They mumble about some unimportant stuff during their stroll, because they just want to waste our time with their boring talk. After a moment, Summer notices a child named Sophie looking out the window and then hides. When Summer asks Lily about that child, she claims that she's her daughter, which surprises them because apparently no one knew that she has a daughter. Summer starts to feel uneasy at the same time because of too much champagne and goes to a restroom. It is revealed that Summer is an interior designer, and Lily immediately asks her to make over their sitting room. Summer continuously feels ill because of the drinks, and they decide to leave early. Summer takes a shower after returning home and screams for help when her water breaks. It is surprisingly discovered that she was 5 weeks pregnant, and her friend Dr. Monica determines that Summer suffered from a miscarriage, but she still will be able to have kids someday. Summer completely loses hopes of becoming a mother by any chance, but Monica comforts her and tells her that she will be a great mother one day. She keeps crying at night while lying in her bed, and Clint tries his best to stay by her side. He leaves for work the following day, and Summer feels depressed about what she's been through. It is now made clear that her miscarriage is the reason behind those terrible nightmares about babies, causing her to see reflections of a pregnant Summer in her dreams. She discusses her nightmares with Monica, to which she claims that these are just her feelings about her miscarriage, which is completely understandable. Summer then goes to Monica's office, where they surprisingly find Lily and Sophie. Summer gets a chance to meet Sophie for the first time, and they discover that Sophie has a nasty little knife cut on her hand, which brought them here for her treatment. Monica tends to her wounds because she's a doctor, and during all this time, Sophie remains mysteriously silent, probably because she is too shy, or maybe things aren't as simple as they seem to be. Lily then takes Sophie away after her treatment and invites Summer for her sitting room makeover tomorrow. Summer goes to Lily's house the next day and mysteriously finds the door open. She enters while investigating and finds a big white cloth having some bloodstains. The awkward Sophie scares her from behind, and Lily also joins them. Summer asks about the bloody cloth, to which Lily claims that it is from Sophie's hand cut from yesterday. Lily diverts her attention in a weird manner and takes her to their sitting room for interior designing. She starts taking some measurements and pictures of the area and asks Sophie for a helping hand. Lily then informs her that their current nanny quit her job for some reason, so she desperately asks Summer to fill in until they can hire a replacement. The mysterious Sophie suddenly disappears from behind, to which Lily explains that Sophie doesn't like people. Lily then gives her a quick tour of the house because she now has to pull double duty as an interior designer plus a nanny. She gives her other necessary instructions and leaves for work. Behind a closed door, Summer hears Sophie talking to someone about her as her new nanny. As she enters the room, she finds Sophie talking to her imaginary friend at a creepy tea set. Summer tries to play with her and make her comfortable. Sophie tells her that her friend's name is Sasha, and the scene abruptly changes to dinner time, where both of them are now talking in a friendly manner and laughing. Then Sophie shares that a long line of nannies have come and gone because they were afraid, but before she could give more details, Lily and Travis suddenly arrive and interrupt their conversation. Lily gives her some sleeping pills and asks her to go to bed. Summer gives them a brief overview of her day and asks Lily about Sophie's imaginary friend. But Lily doesn't give her much details and also mentions that those sleeping pills are just to avoid any terrible nightmares. Summer leaves for home, and Travis warns Lily that they should not let Summer to look after Sophie because they want to keep her scarce around the business. They start to have sex in the kitchen, and Lily grabs a knife and hides it on a high shelf. Summer gets a FaceTime with Clint and informs him about her nanny job. Clint is not very happy about her decision of looking after their daughter and tells her that she can still call off their offer if she wants to. However, Summer seems comfortable with all this and sticks with her decision. The next day, Summer starts with her nanny job where Sophie claims that her parents hate her and that she wished to go somewhere else. Summer starts to feel odd about her talk and asks more details, but she declines to give any, claiming that she isn't allowed to talk much or she could die. Summer does some laundry at night and notices Sophie strolling around the house. She goes to her room and tries to find her as part of a play. She emerges from a wardrobe behind wearing a mask and scares her. She immediately goes to bed and sleeps. Travis and Lily return from work and ask about her day. Summer reveals that they went to the park, which kind of upsets the couple to a greater concern. Travis then informs her that Sophie has a skin condition and can't go outside. Summer then also reveals about Sophie's claims that her parents doesn't like her, to which the couple hysterically laugh. They keep changing their stories about what is wrong with the girl and doesn't actually make it clear about anything. They immediately start talking about office work, and Lily appreciates her efforts with Sophie, probably just to divert her attention from the real talk. The next morning, we hear Travis screaming at Sophie for breaking the rules and leaving the house, causing the audience to anticipate that neither parent seems overly involved or loving of the girl. They think she is bipolar and has emotional problems, but won't take Sophie to a therapist because they are embarrassed. Summer arrives from nowhere and discovers Lily emotionally unsettled. They have a brief talk over the matter, where Lily claims that she is not a good mother, though she certainly seems to try harder to keep the girl under wraps and behaving properly. Summer tries to comfort her by saying that they should spend more time with her. After that, Summer brings some breakfast for Sophie and once more hears her talking to her imaginary friend Sasha. She angrily talks about Summer not being their good friend because she reveals everything to her parents. Summer interrupts her after hearing everything and asks her about the truth. Sophie is hesitant to reveal anything, claiming that Summer can't keep her secrets, and reveals everything to her parents. She then shows her a drawing of Sasha and her parents, claiming that they want to hurt Sasha as she drew. Lily suddenly interrupts them and notices that drawing. Sophie's drawing immediately upsets her, and she asks Summer to leave them alone for a moment. Lily returns after an indistinct talk with Sophie and once more builds up some stories about what is wrong with Sophie. She mentions that her friend Sasha is not a real person and that she has a personality disorder. She then points out that their last nanny quit because of Sophie's wild imaginations, but we all know how unlikely that might be the case. Lily then leaves for work, and Sophie once more surprises Summer with her awkward silent presence, claiming that Lily was lying about everything. They sit beside the pool to play crossword puzzle, and Summer shows concerns about her skin condition as her parents mentioned earlier. However, Sophie claims that she doesn't have any skin allergies, causing Summer to get suspicious about her parents' claims. Later at night, Summer prepares dinner for them and Sophie surprises her with a knife. Summer now grows more suspicious of the entire family and realizes that none of the three are truly what they seem to be. She secretly takes the address of their recent nanny from Travis's office room, but Travis returns from work and almost catches her. He tells her he is going for a swim, and as Summer decides to leave, he invites her for a swim. Travis makes a pass at Summer, but she rejects his advances. She begins her investigation and visits the address of their old nanny. When Summer mentions that she's here to talk about Sophie, the old nanny declines to reveal anything because she has been warned by Travis not to say anything to anyone. Though she is afraid of Travis and legal repercussions for speaking out, she agrees to share information upon Summer's request. She reveals that she thinks the parents are hurting their child. She also casually mentions Sophie sleeping with a knife. Summer is then kicked out and more confused than ever. Summer does some research on her laptop and finds Lily on a stripper website for a club in Sacramento. She immediately calls Clint while he is on a work trip and starts mentioning her suspicions about the entire family. Clint decides to cancel his meeting and return, but Summer asks him to stay because everything's fine. Really? She meets Monica in a shopping mart and reveals everything to her as well. Summer asks her to do some more research, and Monica decides to look into Sophie's medical records. Summer returns to their house and finds Lily unconscious, just because she partied too hard on booze and pills. She then goes to Sophie's room and finds her in bed. Surprisingly, she finds some burn scars on her body, and as she tries to touch her, Sophie gets defensive with a pair of scissors. She feels calm after finding Summer in her bed and mentions that she needs these stuff for her safety. Sophie then reveals some details about her imaginary friend Sasha and tells her that Sasha's mommy's name is Tara. Summer tries to find the connection between Tara and Lily and asks Monica to find the details. After looking into the records, it is discovered that Sophie's real mother is Tara, who is currently working in a butcher's shop. She gets a call from Monica's office and confirms her identity. Monica then calls Summer and informs her that Sophie's real name is actually Sasha and Tara is her biological mother. Monica also mentions that Sophie, aka Sasha, apparently pulled a pot of hot water on herself as a young child, which clears the reason behind her burn scars. Summer now believes that Sophie is being abused here because she isn't their child and decides to take her away. Unfortunately, her attempt to rescue Sophie from what she believes to be an abusive situation ends up putting the child in more danger as Tara from the past steps in to finally destroy the family. She believes that Lily took her daughter away and decides to bring her back. She calls Monica's office and discreetly asks for Lily's address while posing as a nurse. She also takes a gun with her and drives off towards Lily's home. Summer plans to take Sophie away and decides to take her for shopping. However, Lily forbids her from going outside and aggressively responds with a cold rejection. Regardless, they devise a strategy to sneak away and plan to hide in their beach house. As they are about to leave, Travis catches them at the main door, further complicating the situation for Summer. Lily also finds this and orders Sophie to go back in her room. Finally, it's time when Summer confronts them about the truth and asks them what's going on. Lily finally reveals that Tara is her elder sister, and she's the one who abused Sophie in the past. Tara actually threw boiling water at her, and that's the reason they took Sophie away from her. It is made clear that Tara had been looking for them for years. That is why they won't let her out of the house. Summer calls Clint at night and reveals everything to him. He decides to finish up and book a flight home for tomorrow. Tara arrives at Lily's house at the same time and successfully enters because they don't lock their doors. She sneaks in while Lily sleeps and Travis swims. As he returns for a drink, Tara takes him out with a wine bottle and kills him. She then looks for Sophie and calls her by her real name Sasha. She finds her in a wardrobe and kidnaps her. This brings us to the opening scene of the movie, where Summer strolls around her house and sees Sophie being kidnapped by Tara in that mask. Summer wakes up from this as a nightmare, but it's all real, because Lily calls and wants to know where Sophie is. Monica also calls her and reveals that Tara asked for Lily's address from their office, confirming the fact that Tara is behind Sophie's disappearance. Summer immediately rushes to meet Lily, and they start looking for Sophie around the house. Lily finds remains of a cigarette, realizing that Tara was here. Summer finds a note in Sophie's room which says that they can find her at the beach house. They decide to drive off, but no one notices dead Travis lying on the floor and covered with a sheet. Tara and Sophie are at the beach house, and Tara still behaves like an abusive mother because she keeps shouting at her during their talk. Summer and Lily arrive at the beach house and devise some strategies to sneak in. Summer decides to distract her at first, but Lily suggests to reason with Tara while Summer sneaks up from behind and knock her out with a tire iron. Lily tells her that she was always a coward, but now is the time to stand up to Tara and do something right. Sophie tries to take Tara's gun, but she grabs it and threatens her to stay put. Lily arrives and knocks at the door, which distracts Tara, and Sophie takes this chance to grab a knife. Lily tries to reason with her according to the plan, and Summer sneaks in from behind. However, as Sophie tries to walk, her shoes create a creaking sound which alerts Tara. Summer takes Sophie away and the sisters fight, with Lily managing to beat Tara to the ground. However, Tara grabs the gun and retaliates, but before she could kill her, Summer knocks her out with that tire iron. They run down the beach instead of taking the car, because running is a faster way to escape than driving. Tara follows them with the gun and shoots Lily after multiple attempts. Before dying, she apologizes to Sophie for not being there for her, as Sophie sobs in a burst of emotions. Tara then calls for them to bring Sophie back to her. Summer asks Sophie to run away when she puts her down and never look back. However, as they approach Tara, Summer takes that knife from Sophie's hand and stabs her, killing her for good. Summer and Sophie hold each other on the beach as the camera fades. Flash to a pregnant Summer eating ice cream with Clint and Sophie because they've now adopted her as their child. Summer reads a bedtime story to Sophie, and she is finally happy because she can now sleep without any fear, and the family lives happily ever after.